Hello Pisces, Pisces Moon people, and Pisces Rising people, and a Happy New Year to you. This is your monthly astrological horoscope for January 2017. And a quick reminder to you all out there, remember January begins the classroom season, and I've got classes up for registration all January. I've got the Tarot Tutorship series, which is going to be going on Sundays, as well as the astrology webinar that I've got all about love and romance and karmic relationships and compatibility this January. So if you are interested in signing up for any of those online classes, you can follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com. So, what is going on with your astrology of January? Well, I've been telling everybody, I'm going to tell you the same. Got a lot of leftover energy, and leftover energy is kind of a big theme in 2017 in general, but a lot of it's super strong in January. And the big part of it is the Saturn-Uranus trine going on in Sagittarius, your 10th house of career, and Aries, your 2nd house of earned income. And what we're seeing is an opportunity to bring order to chaos. And I may have already mentioned that in another horoscope, because it did start at the end of December, but it is just as strong and just as relevant now. Now, when we're talking about bringing order to chaos, it's time to pay attention to where maybe there's been some income irregularity. Maybe business has been fast and too slow. It's always feast or famine. Time to get that under control. But also at the same time with Uranus and Saturn coming together, we are actually bringing a little bit of an opportunity to gain some kind of opportunity to reconsider maybe a course of action that could be paid better if it was done with another company or possibly with another business partner. And this could be a course of action that you're already on. This could be a time where a lot of you Pisces people are thinking about starting up a business partnership over again. Or you may even find that you could actually get yourself a promotion or even get a higher paid position by reconsidering an offer or even a former employer who's looking for somebody to actually fill a role that would be perfect for you as you are now in the present when you weren't in the past. We've also got Mercury, currently retrograde in your 11th house of friendships and social networking. And this is going to be going on the first week and a half of the month. And it's time to be reconnecting. It's time to be reconnecting with old friends. Mercury retrograde in the 11th house is probably one of the easiest places to have it because it brings a lot of nostalgia and it brings a lot of happy reunions. It doesn't tend to cause as many issues as it would in another sign. And with Mercury retrograde in your 11th house, a lot of you could be keeping in touch. You know, sometimes after the new year begins and the holidays are over, we don't necessarily keep in touch like this the way we say we're going to. Well, not the same way with you Pisces. In fact, you may still be spending a lot of time reconnecting with the old gang, the old neighborhood, or any friends that we may have kind of lost touch with, even if we may have had a falling out with them over the last year or two. On the 4th, we've got Mercury retrograding all the way back into Sagittarius, into your 10th house of career. And an old friend may be also presenting you with a new career opportunity between the 4th and the 12th of the month. Now, Mercury will be going direct on the 8th, thank goodness, and then back into your friendships and social networking center, Capricorn, at the 12th. So we still have such a very socially gregarious and outgoing month for a lot of you Pisces people. Your phone's going to be ringing off the hook, but in a lot of ways, your friends are kind of coming to be of service to you as well. So if you have anything that you need help with, if you're looking to just get anything done, recruit your friends, make it known, put it out there, throw out the line. You'd be surprised how many people actually have answers. We also have early in the month Venus going into your sign, into Pisces, where she will stay for the majority of this month and, you know, even into the first week of February. And so whenever a planet is in our sign, we get to enjoy wildcard blessings, which means we can use that energy of that planet, should we be assertive and use it at all, for anything that we want. And Venus talks about love, it talks about luck, it talks about popularity and attraction. So those of you Pisces out there who are trying to attract new love and maybe more romantic attention into your life, this is absolutely your month. Especially in the beginnings where we have Mars and Venus in the same in the same house at the same time. This is also a gorgeous time for those of you who need to maybe actually trying to win somebody over. Maybe we've been dealing with a difficult person in our life who won't listen to reason, they won't hear us out. This could be anyone, an authority figure, this could be a family member, this could be a boss, and we might need to be really doing some negotiating or really do some smoothing to make things easier for everyone involved. You know, Venus makes people more inclined to talk to us as well, which is always very nice, and again, makes for a good January. On the 12th of the month, we've got a full moon occurring in Cancer, your 5th house of love and romance and your relationships with your children. And a full moon can bring the end of a period of singlehood for a lot of you single Pisces people, and a new love opportunity may manifest between the 12th and the 24th of the month. This is also a great time for those of you who are thinking about maybe actually having a child. Those of you who are planning on having children, if you've been trying to have children, this is a wonderful 2-week window period opportunity for you. However, I will say with a full moon in the 5th house, much like a full moon in the 7th house, it's important to pay attention to how people handle emotions getting raised. The full moon tends to raise our emotions a lot, and it can be very passionate and romantic, or it could seem a little too hot to handle. So we have to make sure that we stay grounded so we don't get ourselves lost in it, and help ground other people who might not be so good at not getting hijacked by these kinds of energies. On the 19th, we've got the Sun in Aquarius. It's moving into your 12th house, and it's time to be focusing on how to have more private and intimate conversations and relationships with others. The Sun going into our 12th house is all about celebrating what we keep from the public and sharing what we keep from the public with the public. Okay, and that might be something that you're working on, a private project or a private pastime that you have. Maybe this is something that does need to debut because it would really actually do you some good and do some others good to have access to it. You know, this is the kind of thing where people with the Sun in the 12th house tend to be prodigies in a lot of ways. You know, prodigy authors, prodigy musicians. You know, what do you have that needs to come out? What do you have that needs to be, you know, to be seen and to be shared? What have you been keeping hidden away that really has no business being in some kind of closet? That is going to be a huge theme, all the way up to the 3rd week of February. We also have during this period a new moon occurring in Aquarius, in your 12th house. And whenever we have a new moon in the 12th house, it's a new opportunity to actually expand on our spiritual horizons. And this gets very esoteric, or at least a little bit deep for a lot of you Pisces people, because you may be noticing that some latent talents of a spiritual variety are starting to make themselves known, whether it is maybe a talent in energy work or a talent in psychic ability, divination. You may be finding yourself being drawn to these things, and perhaps even a new companion or a new spiritual path is ready to integrate with the one that you're on, or the one that you might want to start. Finally, at the very end of the month, we've got Mars, the planet of action and energy, going into your earned income sector to join Uranus, and you're getting ready for a very, very busy work month of February. But the last few days of January are busy too, because when Mars goes into any financial sector, what I always say, it's time for overtime. It's time to be making overtime pay, and there is going to be a lot of opportunity for that in February, but also the last 4 days of January as well. Be careful with Mars, though, in the 2nd house. We tend to run a risk of burning out, so those of you who might have been, you know, who want to burn the candle at both ends, I would suggest, you know, during the month and a half that Mars will be here, you don't try and do it all at once. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you suddenly go into work 60 hours one week, and then have to take some sick leave the next. So, I hope you found this helpful, guys. That is your horoscope for January 2017. If you did enjoy this, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you'd like to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.